One.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the front office report. I know you've missed me. I've missed you too. I missed everyone. I am joined by the two lovely, fantastic, very insightful boys in the form of Gabo and Dan, aka Scottish Jesus. Boys, how are we feeling?
Good that you're here.
Yeah,
Good, yeah.
yeah.
Finally get some diversity here, man.
We have to fill our Arab quota.
Exactly.
To those who are wondering, which is probably going to be like one of you, there we all live in. I mean, those two live in the same time zone, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe one hour
Yeah.
apart.
Same time zone.
Oh, same exact time zone, but two different cities. And I live on the other side of the world, so it is very, very difficult to find a time where we all come together, kind of like the Avengers. But today is the NFL Avenger time because we are going through our rankings. So, fun fact: these rankings are discussed with the rest of the group, so they are reflective for the most part of how everyone else feels. Maybe minus the fact the Texans should be like in their own tier of garbage, but we have Dan to blame for. So, without further ado, Gabo, take us away.
All right. Well, first of all, I just wanted to get my cap off because it's annoying the light out. But I just wanted to throw some shade at Dan here. You know, Braves World Series champions.
It's a sad time to be a Houston fan. Really is.
Now I can see it better in my face. So let's get started. So first of all, as we usually do, we get the trash of the week out of the way. Last week we had the Panthers after losing to the Eagles and costing Dan some money.
Mm-hmm.
We thinking now? I think we have a clear one. I was so well. I have a red line now. Nice. I was so confident in the Jags beating the Seahawks, and yeah, I wasn't even close.
I think I was the only one that took the Seahawks to win, right?
Yeah.
That one, yeah.
Yep. Exactly. So, I mean, that's my candidate for trash. They were horrible. I was actually listening to this stat the other day. I think it was Trevor Lawrence's has his percentage of his plays, the plays that where he passes, his passing plays, 30% of them finish in a first down. That's only better than three other quarterbacks, all of the bottom tier. Like,
Damn.
Sam Darnold, it's the Jets guy that's no longer playing, Zach Wilson, and like
Zach Wilson.
and above somebody else, can't remember. But yeah, 30%, like that sucks. So it's not a team that has the offense, long enough in the field to even do anything. So yeah, Trevor Lawrence hasn't been looking good. So that's my candidate of trash of the week. How about you guys?
You go.
Scottish Jesus.
Oh, okay. I have a couple though. I mean the Vikings or one of them. How do you not beat a backup quarterback with like no excuses? You're at home, you're in a dome, so there's no weather. You have a full team, they have no injuries. Just makes no sense to me. So Vikings are definitely up there. Chargers again losing. This was a team that we kind of like 2 or 3 weeks ago were like, okay, they could be in the top tier, and now they've kind of had two really big losses. You did mention the Jags, but I always felt they were kind of like underwhelming. I never really believed in them anyway. And then the final one I had was actually going to be the Browns. Browns only scored 10 points on the Steelers. Didn't look good. This is a team that a lot of people thought were going to be the Super Bowl champions. We're going to be in the Super Bowl. This was the Browns. Finally, the Browns year. They're having so many issues on the field and off the field with OBJ as well. So yeah. Browns kind of suck. I mean, Steelers we kind of all said sucked at the beginning of the season. They've beaten the Browns, so if you're losing against the sucky Steelers, then you're definitely sucky. So those were my candidates.
Man. So I think we just need to distinguish one thing. So a lot of the teams we have picked as trash, I would say have just been more underwhelming than like the Chargers. Yes, they played poorly and they did lose to the Patriots, but I think it's more of a testament to how much better the Patriots are getting under Mac Jones, who's playing really, really smart football. Like I don't want to say Tom Brady-esque, but like just that kind of pocket passer, waiting in the pocket, like throwing darts. I think it's more to the Patriots. But if we're talking about pure trash, like just a team that is just awful, how have we not mentioned the Lions? Like they lost to the Eagles 44-6.
Yeah, that's true.
6. Like 44-6, guys. This is like that's like a basketball quarter. Like except if it's like Golden State Warriors playing against like your high school B team.
Yeah.
And like, they just let, 2 3-pointers in, out of like pity. So to me, Lions, and it's honestly really unfortunate because I really like their coach. Like Dan Campbell seems like a really good guy, and like he was in tears, and like he's really like passionate about his players, but they're just awful.
Yeah. I just feel like we're so like accustomed to it though. I think that's the issue.
Yeah,
Like, I'm kind of like dead to the Lions. Like they could lose 100-0, and I'd just be like, okay, whatever. That's kind of like what we expect.
It's the Lions.
Yeah. I think to kind of just wrap it and decide on this, I kind of do like that idea of like picking a team that is not usually that bad or that we're not really accustomed, but had a trash week. I mean, at the end of the day, it is the trash of the week. So I guess that kind of rules out mine as well. The Jags out, like it's kind of expected. I really like Dan's candidate of the Browns though. Like it's absolutely right. I mean, look, Steelers defense is amazing. So
TJ Watt.
Credit is where credit's due. But you're right. This is a team that was supposed to win that conference by a lot. Now lost to the third team. Supposedly, like Browns are looking like the worst team in the division now.
Yeah, they are.
And this is a team that we're expecting to, like you said, to get to the Super Bowl. So I'm more than happy to put the Browns down there, scoring 10 points in a divisional matchup. It's not pretty. I understand Hunt is out. Yeah, I understand that Hunt is out, OBJ is out, but those things matter. So I'm down to put.
I mean, Steelers
Browns
had players
there.
out too. They didn't have Juju. They've missing D line and O line. It's like both teams are a bit banged up, but like. It's the NFL. You gotta. Everyone has injuries at this point of the season.
You're the Browns GM. A, would you trade OBJ? And B, what would be his trade value?
I can't trade
not
him.
very high, I don't think.
Well, not anymore. But like, if it was before the trade value,
A 4th round, 5th round, maybe,
Yeah.
and that's a contender. Like someone who's like, I'm winning now. Don't really care too much about the future at the moment. Like kind of Rams, Bucks. Maybe even Cardinals, Green Bay, those kind of teams. Like
there were a lot of rumors he was going to Baltimore.
Baltimore, another good candidate. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want him. The Steelers, for example, or even Kansas City. They're just not ready. The other teams we mentioned are very much ready. Even Titans. Titans need someone else with Julio always being injured, with Derrick Henry out. That another wide receiver.
I can't believe you're saying Titans. I can't believe you are suggesting the Titans to have AJ Brown, Odell Beckham, anyone who plays Madden. So help me God, if you play them,
be impossible.
Alrighty, but yeah, I think I do agree that the Browns are definitely the most underperforming. If we're gonna use trash of the week as the most underperforming, they definitely did not do well.
Absolutely. All right. Well, let's take it up to the. I just realized I didn't even update the names of the tiers, so I'll do that as you guys speak. But we're looking here in the last bottom tier, second to last bottom tier. We'll think about the Panthers later. Don't even remember where they were before. But anyway, let's talk about.
FYI, sorry, just for the record, just so there's video record. Everyone on the group chat roasted me for picking the Panthers to beat the Falcons. And I believed, but it was my own wrongdoing. Kids, this is why you don't fall to peer pressure. I let them get to me. I believed in Chuba and Sam, and I should have stayed. But I lost my pride. I lost my integrity. I lost my values because of this peer pressure. So the moral of the story, kids, do not let peer pressure.
That game was weird though, because I feel like it was so many times both teams had opportunities to win and neither team really wanted to win, and then the Panthers like finally scored, and it was just a weird game. It could have been like a 40-40 game, but it ended up being kind of low scoring. I think it was like 19-12 or 13 or something like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, you're right. Good pick there. I think you were the only one out of all of us that picked the Panthers.
I still didn't get the point.
Yeah, because he didn't. He came in.
That's true. That's true. I mean, it was kind of like I made the mistake. Because exactly a week ago, it was Green Bay versus Arizona, and on here when Gabo and I were streaming, I said, "Oh yeah, Green Bay plus 2.5 plus and take Green Bay everything," but I forgot to change my pick and I kept Arizona. So I was kind of like similar to you. I was stupid and kind of
Well, no,
let it go.
you were stupid. Omar just didn't have the cojones.
Yeah, that's true.
No, I had the cojones, but someone kept flicking my cojones until I gave up.
Fair enough, fair enough. Moving on. Let's carry on to this tiers. So we're looking at the Jets, Lions. I think we're safe to put the Lions back down after their horrible performance.
Yeah.
Yes.
Honestly, Houston, I wouldn't move them up either. I know this. They ended up scoring garbage time, but I was telling you guys who's gonna score first, the Lions or the Texans. So those are the bottom two that I would leave as is. The big question is the Jets, though. With this new quarterback, I mean, I'm not saying they're a new team and they're really good or anything, but they seemed a lot better than with Zach Wilson. They beat the Bengals, a team who we just promoted, saying that they're the real deal, and they kept it close and even won, took a game out of the Bengals. Michael Carter exploded for those that were believing in this guy and never dropped him in their fantasy league. So, I mean, I'm not saying let's move him all the way up, but I'd be happy to put them closer to the Dolphins and see where the white guy takes us. No pun intended. But
Yeah, I'd put
what
them
do you
in between Jags and Dolphins. I mean, they did beat the Titans, who are a very good team. They beat the Bengals, who are a very good team. That's two top tier wins, kind of. You're not going to see the Lions or the Texans or the Jags beating the Titans or the Bengals. So, yeah, Jets.
Can I say an
definitely higher.
unpopular opinion?
Sure.
I think the Jets are even higher than the Dolphins and the.
I mean, they technically they are on record.
Yeah,
So
I think I think the Jets would be able to beat the Dolphins, and I think they would be make it competitive against the Giants. I mean, I think the Giants are awful this season. Like I think Barkley is their only semi decent thing going for them,
it's back.
and so I personally would put the Jets even above the Giants. But if you guys want to keep them in between, like they definitely are better than the Dolphins.
I
And it's
think I'm
not just
happy to
me. Like
put them above the Dolphins just because the Dolphins have been terrible. But I'm just looking at, well, I mean, if Dan agrees with that, I'm just looking more into like, we're progressively moving the level. So we already bumped them above 3 different teams.
Yeah.
But hey, I mean, they do have a better record than the Dolphins. I still wouldn't put them above the Giants. I feel like all the teams, Dolphins, Jets, Jags, Texans, and Lions, kind of are in their own trash tier. And the Giants or Falcons are still kind of smoking out. You hate on the Giants a lot, but I do think they almost beat the Chiefs and they almost tied the record of the Chiefs. Like it's okay with the
okay, but
with
that's
all
not
the
saying something.
injuries.
This year, that's not saying something. This year, that's really not saying something.
I guess. Sorry. Anyway, I'm just adding the tiers here. Dan, are you okay leaving it here? Do you want to move them with the Dolphins?
I would leave it here. I mean, the Dolphins at halftime was 3-3 against Buffalo. I mean, to hold the Buffalo offense to only 3 points in a quarter is pretty good. And then they faltered a bit in the second half. But they have, like, the pieces there. It's just putting it together. I'm really shocked that they didn't trade for Deshaun Watson. I really am. But yeah, I think Jets still suck because I bet you this week, I mean tonight they're gonna probably get crushed. I just don't think they're that good. They just seem to have like a good rush defense.
And if they win,
then
if they
we can
win,
bump them up. But they're not gonna win. I don't see them ever doing back to back.
if they win, if they win, would you bump them up above the Eagles?
No, not above the Eagles. No, sorry, above the Dolphins. I put them up, but I won't put them up as high as the Eagles. No.
Yeah. I mean, it's also a Thursday game.
Yeah.
Thursday game, literally anything happens.
Yeah.
So a short turnaround.
I believe in my boy Robert.
Yeah, I don't know. I just there's nothing. I mean,
Salah,
Corey
Robert
Davis
Salah, the coach.
is also out, so it's another offensive.
But to be fair, I don't. This season, Corey David hasn't been the super integral piece to the Jets offense. Like they played a lot of spread offense, which is just like whoever's open, like we'll just throw 15-yard passes and just slowly make our way up the field and like use Michael Carter to like break their pass defense, frequently.
I think he's important in terms of taking away the best defensive back, though. Like the best defensive back is always going to be on Corey Davis rather than the opposite number is it Jamison Crowder. So it's like He's taking away the best
Wait,
defender, I think.
they have this other random dude, Barrios or whatever his name
Barrios,
is.
yeah, the white
Was
guy.
yeah,
Yeah,
so random, just so like I thought this guy retired,
yeah.
and I think do they still have Chris Hogan? I think they might have actually.
I don't think so. I don't think they do.
I think they had him last year, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
I have
Maybe
no
this
idea.
time. Anyways,
All right.
but
So let's.
apart from the Jets moving, are we happy with the rest?
I think I am.
Yeah, I am too.
I didn't see too
All
much
right.
out of the Falcons to even consider them moving up. Giants either.
Mhm.
Dolphins either. Like they're in a very trashy spot. Like we're not us having the Giants there doesn't mean that they're good.
Yeah.
So you're happy with that, Omar. All right, let's move on to the bad-ish. This is a little. I mean, at least for me, there's one tricky question, which is, do we bump up the Saints or not? They had a great game. They lost Jameis. Is that really good? Is that bad? I don't even know. I feel like as far as the other three teams go, I would maybe just put the Eagles above the Washington football team. But I'm still not convinced by the Eagles. I'm not convinced by the Broncos at all, and I'm definitely not convinced by Washington. I would even put maybe Washington at the bottom of this tier. And then we can talk about the Saints. But let's figure these three out real quick. Where are you guys thinking about putting these three?
I think this is becoming an issue for us because I think the gap between underdog contender and ew gross is widening, and we're kind of taking a team every week and putting them in one of those two categories.
Yeah.
So like for me, for example, I'd probably put Washington down into the ew gross category, and that's like one taken away. I'd probably bump up the Saints another category, so you're only left with two teams. And I don't think the Falcons are good enough to go up, and I don't think the Seahawks or Chicago are bad enough to go down. So like this
Really?
tier
You don't think Chicago are bad enough to go down?
I don't think so.
Not yet. I mean, maybe at the bottom of their tier.
Chicago are better than everyone that's in that tier below them, for sure. Just
Maybe not
on
the
defense
Saints.
alone.
Maybe not the Saints. I think the Saints have the defense, especially, is showing up. But again, I guess I'm just basing it on the previous experience. But now it's a completely different team without Jameis Winston again. So
Yeah.
it's another
Man,
QB.
hey man, Taysom Hill's a dog though.
Well, he's still not confirmed to play. It's either him or Trevor Seaman.
Yeah, but the issue with Taysom Hill is he's not a quarterback. He's very much a running back. Like the percentage of run plays when he's on the field is skyrockets. Like you if you have a wide receiver in the New Orleans offense, he's going to be a downtick in targets, that's for sure. So I think like fantasy wise, if you've got Taysom Hill or a running back like Alvin Kamara, then I think you're going to see an uptick in points, but a huge downtick in terms of wins for the New Orleans Saints, and also if you've got wide receivers.
I guess it's a team that, even though they beat the Bucks, I'd still wait because now it's a whole new team. Michael Thomas finally confirmed not coming back.
Yeah.
No coming out for the season. Yeah.
Is Alvin Kamara gonna still, are they still gonna throw it to him and use him as they should? Is it gonna be Trevor Seaman? Is it gonna be Taysom Hill? If it's Taysom Hill, is it gonna be a different, playbook? Like, so I guess I would maybe, in that case, just maybe drop Washington all the way at the bottom in this tier.
Yeah.
Try and salvage this tier. Eventually, we'll discuss. Maybe we can, split them both.
But then I'd put the Colts also in that.
Colts. I actually.
Yeah.
I think the Colts are good.
I think I like the Colts.
Okay.
I mean, I don't think they're
Guys,
great.
literally, Carson Wentz threw a safety because he refused to just throw it away earlier. What are you on about?
Right,
That
that's
game,
one
it wasn't
play.
the
That's
fact,
one play, but
bro.
yes.
That game was not about the Colts playing well. It was literally just about the fact that the Titans were banged up and they were underperforming. And even then, they still
was
won.
playing good. Jonathan Taylor was playing good. Michael Pittman Jr. is a
It's a dog. Yeah, but by the way, every time he was throwing the ball, it wasn't because Wentz threw a bullet. It was literally because Pittman was that good. Like that team, if they play a healthy cards, they're gonna get smoked. If they play a healthy Bucks, they're gonna get smoked. Like they are bad. Who right now would win, Saints or Colts?
Right now, with the
Colts,
news with Saints
100%.
Colts.
Saints, no question.
Colts have one of the
No,
best run
Colts are
defenses in the
so
league, and
bad.
all the Saints do is run. They would
Not even
smash
they
them.
like
Look
they
at
like
Derrick Henry.
pass.
Derrick Henry had like 68 yards on like 32 attempts or something last
Okay,
week. It was insane.
do not use Derrick Henry as a metric for anything because literally the guy is ahead by 250 yards to the
Yeah,
next running back in yards.
but exactly, and
That's
the
the
Colts
point.
defense
Colts
took
defense
this
held him
guy.
to 68 yards. So the
Yeah.
Colts and the Saints
Oh,
are a run
mhm.
team now without Jameis
I
Winston.
see what you mean. I
So
see.
I don't see them winning.
I don't know. I
on that.
still feel the Saints would win. You guys are telling me a 5-2 team would lose to a 3-6 team.
But I think the Colts did have a very, very bad start, but they're like getting it together now. I mean, they played the Titans to the overtime, which is I think pretty impressive. I thought the Titans were gonna steamroll them. And I
Yeah.
don't know why the spread was +4.5 for the Titans. That made no sense to me. But
They also smacked the 49ers.
yeah, that's true. Who are in the same tier?
I would move 49ers to the bottom of that tier. I don't think they're underdog contender.
Yeah.
And I'm a
I mean,
49ers fan.
We're slowly like 49ers are like, you know, Dogecoin since the peak.
Yeah.
Just like
Please let's not bring the blasphemy of cryptocurrency into this
actually.
holy
arena.
stream.
So okay, so how about we do this? There. Nothing
Yeah,
changes.
I'm happy with
Just
that.
watch.
I would move, guys. How is a 5-2 team under bad-ish, guys?
Okay.
How?
Okay.
Hell.
I'd be happy moving them
Hell.
up, but like I said, this tier is becoming very thin.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm happy to put them up, but this 5-2 team that you're saying is now missing a quarterback identity,
No wide receiver identity.
wide receiver identity. And
Okay,
honestly,
you guys.
if
Okay,
you're-
you guys move the Jets. You guys move the Jets up, and they literally have the exact same thing. They're literally like leaning on a white guy.
Yeah, but I
but
mean,
we
they
put
got
the
the
Jets up
Lions and
above teams
Texans.
that scored 6. Yeah, like, it's an
Okay, you're
easier
putting.
task.
Okay, you're moving them up to be on par with the Bears. What's the Bears record?
Bears.
3-5. How can you say a 3-5 team is better than a 5-2 team? Please, my brain is hurting. Please explain this logic.
This guy misses 5 weeks of our tiers, comes up to this mess, and it's like,
It's nuts. How? Hell. Por favor, please explain.
oh my goodness. I mean, I guess what we could do is here. Let's do some practice here.
Oh my god, this is so
Okay.
bad. But oh,
Hey, more like bad-ish.
okay, that's fine. I guess.
How's this?
But the Broncos should not be there, in my opinion.
Where should they be?
Not in you, gross. I think they're better than that.
Okay,
Alright,
yeah.
Well, I'm happy with that.
Okay, I would move the Bears I would move the Bears above the Eagles, but not better than the Saints.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that for now until we see like more of this team. Same with the 49ers. Like I feel like okay. I guess we're talking about this tier now. Teams that I would move up would be the Patriots, absolutely.
Not yet.
Steelers, not up. I mean like up in this tier, like
Okay.
this way, like left.
Okay.
And the Steelers. I would even put the Steelers at the top if we're not considering moving them up yet. I would even put them like
I'd put the Steelers at the top. I would put. Oh. I'll put the Saints instead of the Patriots, and then I'll put Patriots third, and then move
Saints
San
Patriots?
Francisco down, and I would move the Bears down.
the Saints above the Patriots.
Yes. What are you on about? Yes.
Okay. First of all, we just bumped them
Okay.
up a rank. Look.
No, I'm getting PTSD right.
Look.
Whatever it is.
Okay, listen. Before you look at your facts, or I don't know what you're doing here.
Oh, sorry. I'm bringing some form of logic to the stream and our rankings.
But
My
our
bad.
Our logic is also that if we bump up a team up a tier, that's already like something good that that team has going with. We're not gonna be like,
I'm
oh,
not
okay,
bumping. No, I'm not gonna bump anyone up a tier. I'm literally just
we
moving it
just did.
along this tier. No,
No, we
no.
just did. We bumped the Saints up a tier. We got rid of a tier
Okay, but
four
they deserve more. They deserve more. You cannot, bro. You cannot tell me that the four and
until they
four.
tell me.
You cannot tell me the 4-4 Patriots, who are in the same division as the Jets and Dolphins, so they've already played them, are worthy of being better than the Saints. What are you guys on about?
Okay, if the Saints show me that now without Jameis Winston that they took them like 7 weeks to find something to that works, took them this long to make that Saints offense work, and now they lose him. Now they have to do it all over again. If they show me that they're good, who do they have this week?
They have the Falcons.
Okay, well that's an easy task. But anyway, I'll allow more movement of this. But we already moved them up a tier. It's a completely different team that we are seeing from last
Dude, the
week.
Saints fucking suck. They lost against the Panthers 2067.
You're telling me the Patriots?
Listen,
Bro,
listen,
you're
listen.
trying to tell
They
me.
lost
You're
to the
trying to
they
tell
lost
me.
to the Panthers
You're trying to
26-7.
tell me the
They
Patriots
lost to
are
the
good.
Giants in overtime, and then they lost to the Seahawks.
The Saints beat
The
Saints beat the Patriots. The Saints beat the Patriots. September 26th,
Yeah,
the
it's
Saints
one game.
beat
The
the
Saints
Patriots.
also beat the Packers. Who cares? But they lost against the Giants and the Panthers, who both are in a tier below them and suck. So to
Maybe
me,
it's just,
that shows
to me it's about
that's like,
complacency. That's just complacency. That's not bad talent. That just they're like they
But
took
if we're
pity
gonna
for them.
rank,
They're like, you know what, like.
but if we're gonna rank teams based on who they beat, then the tiers don't make sense. It won't make sense.
Well, they're not making sense now. How can you put the Saints being worse than the Colts?
yeah, but it's also
They
how
don't-
good those wins are, I think, as well. That's why like the Colts are up there. They've had like some quality wins. The Saints are lost against. If the Saints were a good team, they'd be 7-0. Realistically.
Sorry, who did they just beat?
Yeah,
Sorry,
they
who
beat-
did the Saints just beat?
They beat the Bucks.
Sorry, just tell me. Just remind me.
They got a good
But-
win, but they lost the
But they
quarterback.
also lost to they lost their quarterback. They lost to the Giants. They lost to the Panthers. The Panthers are in trash of the week, and the Giants are in gross. When you're a good team, like
Why is the Panthers trash of the week? They literally
that
won
was
their
from
game.
last
No, no.
week. That's from last week.
Yeah, we're
Oh, so you
not-
just keep them there?
No,
Okay.
no. We're
No,
gonna
no,
move
we
them
have-
afterwards. But
Okay,
I
okay.
was just saying
About
for
them.
purposes of being there. But yeah,
You know what? Okay, I will bite my tongue.
I feel like we're
New
spending too much
Orleans
time on the
Saints?
Saints talk.
Saints, I cannot wait until you guys prove me right. Thank you.
Yeah,
This is gonna be another Panthers thing, and this time I'm gonna have my cojones, as Gabo was referring to, and I'm gonna protect them.
Saints are gonna lose to the Falcons. Just watch.
I hope they do.
You want to make this interesting, Gabo?
Oh god,
Yeah,
here we
let's do
go.
it.
I'll go Saints. You go Falcons. The winner, the team that we're supporting to, in any of our leagues, I will trade you any player you want, and vice versa.
Oh, that's collusion.
No.
Okay. I'm down to do it there, and we'll think about it. But we're not gonna jeopardize everyone else's fantasy because of our stupid bet. Like, I'm not
Okay.
gonna send you Alvin Kamara for nothing, and then it'll be like, "What the hell just happened?" And it's like, "Oh, it's because I lost a bet."
Okay.
I'm down to make it interesting.
I have a good dare for you, but okay, I will share it later.
Off stream.
Okay.
Let's just finish our tiers.
Off stream.
Off stream. Just if
Alright.
Gabo looks different next week, you guys know why.
Oh, lovely, lovely. All right. Okay, so we're talking about the Seahawks. I'm not convinced, even though they they beat the Jags. Like, I don't take much out of the whole Geno Smith Seahawk era. I did hear Russell Wilson got his pin out. That's good news.
I don't think he's gonna play this year. Like if they're not, maybe if they're fully contending, like for a playoff position, maybe. But if they're just gonna hover around, like barely making playoffs, but not really, like they're not gonna risk their franchise quarterback for a one-off season.
That's true. That's
But
true.
isn't
And
he
look,
out of contract after this season?
is he? That'd be
I don't
interesting.
know. I thought he was, but I could be wrong.
Green Bay, Green Bay, Green Bay.
Yeah,
And then where would Rodgers go?
Pittsburgh.
Probably nowhere if he doesn't get vaccinated. Honestly.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Yeah. Anyways, okay. So let's talk about these three mid-tier teams that Omar hates so much and loves. One of them that he loves, two that he hates. 49ers, Colts, and Bears. Put aside where the Saints are, Omar. Don't use that as reference. These three. I still consider these three teams above the Seahawks. Because I don't see anything from the Seahawks. But I would put the Colts above the 49ers and the Bears. I know you won't, Omar, and I think you would, Dan. I mean, the Colts clapped the 49ers, so we should probably put them above the 49ers.
Oh, if we're gonna use who beat who, then maybe that's not that all our rankings won't make sense. Oh, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Would you look at that? Get clapped. Get clapped. Get clapped.
If the teams are ranked next to each
Get
other.
clapped. Oh,
Okay.
so now we're making new rules. All of them. Oh, so when the Saints beat the Patriots, oh no, we're not gonna use it. But now all of a sudden we're making up some new bullshit rules on how we can compare teams.
No,
Wow,
I'm saying
there's
it's an easy tiebreaker.
no.
It's an easy tiebreaker.
There's no tie to break.
Yeah, how
49
can we
are way
mute
better than
someone?
the Colts.
Can we mute someone?
49ers are way better than the Colts.
I
I'm
think the
sorry.
49ers
This is
fucking suck. I put them near the bottom of this team.
you got both of you guys. Both of you suck.
Can we rewind? Because you did say you would put the 49ers at the bottom of this tier, even though I'm a 49ers fan.
No, but then I saw how you guys rank everything, and clearly
But now
nothing
we're
makes
adding new
sense.
rules, and then
No, I'm using your rules. If I was adding new rules, then yeah, I would put them at the bottom. But since we're using your chaotic rules,
we're going nowhere with this. I still think they're better than
literally they literally just beat the Bears. They literally just beat the Bears. We're gonna use your logic.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So the Colts beat the 49ers. The 49ers beat the Bears. There you go. That makes sense.
I can't believe the Colts got slapped, and they're still being
It didn't
ranked
get
better than the
There's an
Saints.
overtime 3-point game. They
Okay,
should have
49ers
won.
got
How
clapped
are
by
they
the
better
Colts.
than the Saints? How are they better than a 5-2 team?
Let it go with
How
the
are
Saints.
they better? How?
Why'd you love the
how?
Saints so much
How?
this week?
Because dude, they're a 5-2 team.
Who cares?
They're literally
They suck.
one win. Like literally, if the Bucks lose and the Saints win, they will literally be top of that division. I don't understand what's.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the Bucks are still a Super Bowl contender. The Saints aren't. We're looking at quality of the team. Just because they're 5-2 doesn't mean they're gonna win the Super Bowl.
The Eagles when they won, were they Super Bowl contenders? The year that
They
they
won
won.
44-6. Oh, you're
When they
talking
won?
about- I don't know. We weren't doing rankings back then.
Oh, see, no, okay. It's
All right, let's move on. Patriots and Steelers. Are we okay to put them at the
We've
top
moved
of
the
this tier?
Patriots up so much the last couple of weeks. I think
We have.
here is good. I think the
unwillingly.
Steelers go up though. They are 1 win away. If they win their game in hand, this week they'll be joint with the Ravens at the top. They are on a
sorry.
3-win streak. 3-win streak with a healthy team. Most of the team is back now. Healthy-ish team. Juju's out for the season though, but for the most part, a healthy team. They've won 3 on the trot. Pretty good against a Browns team, which is supposed to be pretty decent. So.
No, but we've established that the Browns are awful, so they don't count. And you cannot tell
We
me.
didn't establish they were awful. We established they were the trash of this week.
Yeah, trash of
different.
this week.
Okay, I'm sorry. With Big Ben playing, you cannot tell me they are they're a good challenge. They can be an underdog challenger, but they are not worthy to go up a rank.
I mean, are
Ben
they
played
better than
pretty
the
well.
Bengals?
He had a 100 quarterback rating last week against the Browns. No interceptions, 266 yards. That's pretty decent. That's a solid. If Big Ben doesn't throw interceptions, I think this team is solid. I really.
Which is like what, once every 4 games?
Let me see their previous game. I don't even know who they played.
Show me the last game Big Ben has not thrown an interception.
The last 2 games he hasn't thrown an interception. He had 209 yards against the Seahawks, no interceptions, 1 touchdown, so that's 2 in a row. Let
That's
me go
actually
back to
surprising.
week 5. Did he
I'm
throw an
actually surprised.
interception week 5? Threw 1 interception in week 5, but also had 288 yards and 2 touchdowns. So you have to go back to week 5 for him to throw 1 interception. He's getting better. Ball security is
I don't
better,
think-
but
Yeah, I don't think these are my 2 cents on the Steelers. I don't think Big Ben is necessarily their key to success, because it isn't. But defenses win games,
Agreed.
and this defense is powerful, powerful. If not the best in the league, besides maybe the Rams now, with Von Miller addition and the Bills. I think the Steelers are a great, great contender based purely on their defense. If you can hold big teams to less than 20 points, then all you need is Najee Harris to run it down and score a few touchdowns. And based on that alone, I mean, look, we dumped the Steelers down, and now they're on a winning streak, and they're showing like maybe kind of like the whole Saints scenario, not to bring that back, but the whole Saints about like finding their identity. Maybe the identity of the Steelers is, hey, let's not pass the ball through Big Ben.
Right. Yeah.
Let's
Oh.
not do that anymore.
Yeah.
So before we we suck off Steelers even more. The Steelers are ranked fourth worst pass defense, and then for rushing, they are not even top 10 according to
Are they really that?
NFL.
Okay, is that points against?
It's,
Is that like
it's-
Yahoo? Like
no. It's like full on. Like I'll share
Power
it.
rankings?
No. I'll share it on the chat, on the text chat on Discord. But like I understand maybe, and I'll put it even on our own group. Like I understand that they do big plays, but in terms of everything else apart from these big plays, it's not this powerhouse defense. Like literally 49ers are ranked better than across both dimensions.
99.
So
But this has to be points against, right? Like rush shares and points against. It's mind blowing. 49ers up there, Broncos up there, Cowboys mid range, Vikings last. That's hilarious.
So I'm just
All right,
saying,
well,
I understand that they do big plays, and they definitely do. Like because like when you see their points on fantasy, you see high scoring points, so you think the defense is good. Please don't
Hello?
put them in. Do
Hello?
not put them in this position.
I thought I lost you.
Do
I
not
lost you guys.
put them.
Well, look, this is the democracy. It's 2-on-1.
Yeah, from one guy that's clearly blind, and the other guy who lives in Pittsburgh.
Moving on to the Bengals.
Please, I hope as many people as watching the stream, and I have video proof of this ranking that they put the Steelers on the same level as the. First
Oh,
of
don't
all,
worry, it's
no,
staying there.
we have to move the Vikings down if we're gonna do this bull stuff. Rankings, they have to come down. They have to.
Yeah, I mean we're just getting to that tier, so I mean, I'm down to again. This is based on our usual trying not to kind of like peg them down too much or boost them up too much in 1 week. Just going down performance. I still wouldn't bring down the Vikings full tier, but I would put them down at the.
I would bring them a full team because the thing is, to me, it's based on definition, right? Like first you see, are they an underdog contender? Yes, no, and then you put their performance relative to everyone else in that category. So are they challengers? No, they're not. They're currently not challenging for anything. They are still an outsider.
I mean, they are the second best team in the division, right? So I guess wildcard options are available.
But so many teams in the underdog contender are the second best team in their division.
I'm not sure the wild card makes sense though, because sorry, they're in a different division. I was gonna say the division of the Steelers, where you have like the Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns. They would take up the wild card, but that's AFC. But then NFC, you have Arizona and Rams, and
That's it.
yeah. So yeah, I just don't like. I've given the Vikings so many opportunities in the past, like trying to make up excuses for them. They gotta go down. They suck. I think the Colts are better than them. So yeah.
Democracy wins. But it's again, I'm gonna keep adamant on already bringing down the tier is punishment
Yeah,
enough.
of course. Yeah. It's
Bringing
just
down
they
this
haven't
update.
crushed a team. Like they haven't beaten a team by more than 3 points.
Yeah.
and then they
No, I
lose
get it. I
the
get it.
rest. So it's just like they're not convincing.
But I just want to say this is not to say that the Vikings are better than Patriots, Colts, 49ers, Bears, and all those. It's just relative to where we started in the year with our
Yeah.
rankings. We've been going down and down, and we've been
Yeah.
going up and up with these teams.
Yeah.
But to be fair, I would say they're better. Like I would say the Vikings are better than the Colts.
You would say any
lose.
team is better than the
I think they
Colts.
would lose.
Against the Colts?
I think they lose.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Do they play? Do they play?
There needs to be some form of faith and hope.
So
in
Dan, we're gonna be stuck with trying to defend the Colts because the next 2 weeks they play the Jets. So even if they win, nothing happens. The Jaguars, because even if they win, nothing happens. And then maybe against the Bills,
Oh,
they're
yeah,
probably
that's
gonna
be
get
tough.
smacked. So again, nothing happens. So we're stuck here. And then the Bucks. So yeah, no, we're stuck here defending the Colts for a while.
Great.
But same
Idiots
with the
do what
Vikings,
they
though. But same with the Vikings. The Vikings are up against the Ravens, the Chargers, the Packers. Those are their next
They're
three
not
games.
going to win any of those games. They're going to be falling sharply.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think they can probably take one of those games. I wouldn't be surprised if they take one of those.
Which one?
I
Well-
want to go Ravens because they're probably the most inconsistent.
Yeah.
I would agree that would be the surprise win for sure. But I mean, with how the Chargers kind of like show up lately, also is it's iffy. But for me, it would be dependent on like if it's Jordan Love Packers, then that's the one the Vikings take. So if Aaron Rodgers is not back by then,
Honestly, Jordan Love might surprise a lot of people. I feel he's gonna ball.
I hope.
I feel he's gonna ball.
Give him
But
love.
are we
give him
happy?
love.
Are we happy? Are we happy with the rest of the rankings?
Yeah, Bengals lost, so I wouldn't do anything with them. Raiders were on the bye, so can't do anything with it. And Chiefs had a flaky win against the Giants, so wouldn't
Yeah.
do anything. Good. All right. Conference contenders, we got the Titans, Ravens, Cowboys, and Chargers. Chargers lost to the Patriots. I personally still wouldn't bring them down based on that win or based on that loss.
Mhm.
Cowboys, they didn't have a Dak Prescott, and hey, they beat they beat the Vikings.
Yeah.
And Ravens and Titans. I mean, Titans I would kind of put under the Ravens just because of the whole Derrick Henry missing out. But hey, trust in AP. But I'd keep it. I'd still prefer the Titans team over the Ravens.
I agree, and I think for our rankings, it's not necessarily like obviously a part of it is trying to forecast the future, but it's contingent on what you know of the team right now, right? Like once we see, as you said, how AP's operating, based on that, then we can reassess their position, right? But as of right now, you have to assume things are status quo to a certain extent, and allocate accordingly.
Well,
And
that's
at the end of the
exactly
day, they
why I
won.
didn't want to move the Saints. That's exactly why I didn't want to move the Saints.
Okay, no, but but regardless, but if you were to allocate accordingly based on the current information that you know right now, they are a 5-2 team that beat one of the strongest teams in the league. Literally, they beat the
And
team,
lost
the
the
number
Giants.
2.
The
Okay,
team
but
that
then
you say
again,
sucks.
that's valid. But then that's why that week I am sure you move them accordingly. But now this week is different, so you move them
Right.
up.
All right, Omar, you and I are gonna have a separate video. Colts versus Saints. Fight to the death.
Yeah, get ready to lose. Get ready to only have what? The 5 Colts fans back you up.
Oh my god! Did you see their halftime gig of like the kids team versus the pets or something?
No.
That's hilarious. It's freaking hilarious. Anyway, so we're happy with the Titans and the Ravens up there in that position.
I think so.
I think I put Dallas above them all, to be honest with you.
Ooh, I like it.
What are they 6-1 now? Haven't lost since opening night against the Buccaneers away.
And even then, it was a fairly close game.
It
That
was a
game. I
very
mean, I know
close
towards
game.
the fourth quarter, they kind of let it go a bit, but up until the fourth, it was very very competitive.
I mean,
They would have won if their kicker had missed the fucking 3 field goals.
That's true.
So
I love this team a lot. So if you guys want to move them up, I'm more
I would
than
move
happy
them
to do
up.
so.
Titans have lost more games and are not, for future purposes, don't have Derrick Henry. I think they're better than Baltimore. I just haven't seen any reason not to
now we're
not to
using
give
that.
Dallas up there though. They haven't lost against anyone's shit. They only lost against a top tier team. They've crushed pretty much everyone else, and they won this weekend without Dak Prescott. So even if Dak does miss time, it's like okay, it doesn't matter. We've got the weapons to make it easy for. Don't even know the guy's name. Cooper.
and
Cooper Rush.
Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More importantly, their defense is showing up. The rush defense is stepping up. And if you look at if we're talking about the rush defense, then we're looking at Titans and Ravens, two unheavy teams. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. Let's go Cowboys. All right. Super Bowl finalists. I mean, we beat the Cardinals,
I put Green Bay.
but we lost Rodgers. Yes.
I mean,
let's go,
I mean,
baby.
it goes down to this week. If you lose without Rodgers, you're going back down. So you gotta
I mean,
prove.
I agree. I'm riding the wave.
Is Rodgers?
I would
gonna be-
move Packers as number 2.
Me too. The Bucks played like crap, so
Yeah, the Bucks played really bad.
democracy. Yo, until this
yeah.
is just for a week. I'm gonna write this all the way until everything comes crashing down.
And yeah, I'd be happy. I would have. I'm the SB finalists. I'm happy with those as they are.
What do we think about the Bills over Cardinals?
I think they're definitely. I think the Bills are the second best team in the NFL. But for our rankings, maybe not.
Who's the first being the Rams?
Yeah, I think the Rams are definitely the best, especially with Von Miller now. That defense is
The problem
disgusting, and their offense
Promise
is
we
disgusting.
can't see. Yeah, that's true. The problem with the Bills is that we haven't seen enough, and their schedule has been relatively easy. And the one big team that they played, they lost against the Titans.
Yeah.
So,
But that was a
I don't think
shootout of a
we'll-
game. That was a crazy ass game. That was like it wasn't like they got their asses handed to them. Like they haven't lost like Green Bay's lost or the Bucks have lost. They lost a very, very tight game. But that is true. They've had a fairly easy schedule. But I just think on paper they look pretty amazing. But I'm not saying put them up to second. I think probably put them above Arizona. JJ Watt's out for the season. That's a huge loss. Hopkins is injured. Kyler Murray is now injured. Chase Edmonds has got knocks. Like this team, like I said at the beginning of the season, this team is built on some amazing players who have really bad injury histories. I don't think they're going to be fully healthy. I mean, for a fact, they're not going to be fully healthy if they do make it to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, based on that premise alone, I wouldn't put them
Alright.
there.
I agree. I feel like the only reason why we kept the Cardinals up was the whole like undefeated. But
Yeah.
hey, no longer the case.
I mean,
my
that's
baby.
if we kept that same thing. I mean, the Steelers would have been top at 11-0 last year, right? And then they went lost like their next 5 games and went 2-5 or something for the remainder of the season. So
And they kept crashing down. Yeah.
yeah, so
All right. Last but not least, where do we put the Carolina Panthers?
jeez, this team is just like up one week, down the next. What's happening here?
I would put them above. I would put them above the Eagles.
See, I think
not
I'd
lost
put them
to the Eagles
below
last
the
week, right?
Eagles. They what?
They lost to the Eagles last week, right?
I
That was
can't
that
remember.
was the bet that you lost, right?
Yeah, I
think that was the bet you
think
lost.
it was. Yeah, I would put them below the Eagles.
The thing is, Sam Darnold is, no bueno right now.
He's not playing to this week though.
Huh?
He's not playing this week. Is PJ Walker?
He's not playing? Oh,
No, PJ
injury
Walker.
or just like
I
PJ
think
Walker
he's
got named
injured.
starter?
Yeah, I think he's injured.
Okay. So
But
yeah,
Christian
until
McCaffrey could be back. He's designated to come off of IR. So they either have to put him back on IR or he's okay to play.
Okay. I like where both of you kind of put them. Like you guys both agreed to put them around the Eagles.
Yeah.
I think purely recency of them losing to the Eagles, I would put them
Yeah.
below the Eagles and see where Christian
Yep.
McCaffrey takes them.
Yeah,
I do think this team is completely different with McCaffrey and without McCaffrey, so
Yeah.
we'll probably see it this week. Speaking of IR returns, David Montgomery is eligible to return from the IR.
Oh wow, I forgot the running back.
I haven't heard any news though. I'm hoping my Kamara Montgomery team. I'm praying. But I haven't heard anything. But once that comes back, I think.
He had his first practice today.
Yes.
So, but I don't think he'll be ready for this weekend.
Me neither.
There's like 2 practices he'll get on Wednesday,
Too close,
Thursday,
yeah.
Friday. Yeah.
Yeah, me neither. But whatever. It is what it is. All right. So we have about 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes to talk about the wonderful Thursday game. Jets at Colts or Colts at Jets? Jets at Colts.
Yeah. I think so. I don't know. I hope it's at Colts.
Jets at Colts. Yes. Jets at Colts. Predictions, Omar. Wonderful lover of the Colts.
I'll go.
Oh, where's the way to pass
21. No. I'm thinking. It is. The sunrise is about to come up.
Holy cow.
I will go 21-10 Colts.
Oh,
It's
so
a
they beat the
low-scoring
spread.
game.
Beat the spread,
Just-
which is 10.5, I think.
It's 10
Yeah.
now. It's 10 now.
10?
So.
Okay. 10?
I think the Colts win it. What Mike White are we gonna see tonight? That's the thing. Is he gonna be the guy that's throwing up for 400 yards? Is he gonna be the guy throwing up for under 200? I think they cover as well. I'd go Colts -10 as well, but I think it's gonna be a higher scoring game. I think it's gonna be like 32 to 27. No, 32 to 22. I guess if I'm covering the spread. So yeah.
I don't. By the way, I have to say, I just realized that I asked you all for your picks for Colts Jets, and I didn't even tell mine, so I could have easily just like waited until the Jets win and be like, I said the Jets.
Yeah, that's
No,
true.
I think it's the Colts. But I actually don't think they beat the spread. I think the spread is a little too high.
It is
and
high.
Thursday games, honestly, surprise everyone.
Yeah,
So
that's true. I mean, if Carson Wentz decides to play crazy football, anything can happen. It's kind of like having Big Ben in. You never know what you're going to get. You're going to get a guy who's throwing for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. You're going to get a guy with 2 interceptions, 1 going for a touchdown. You never know. And then it's so unknown with the New York Jets right now with Mike White. Like, was that a fluke? Is he going to be taking over from Zach Wilson? Is Zach Wilson going to be back up? Is this guy like the new big thing? Who knows? There's like not enough like evidence here. There's not enough previous history to like kind of go off of. This is not like a it's quite difficult.
all right, so let's think about. By the way, Omar, if you're too tired, you can go. It's okay.
You're
if you
dismissed.
don't want to last the last 20 minutes.
I gotta end the
we
stream
have-
with the boys.
There you go. So let's look at fantasy proposals or fantasy
Perspective.
talks.
Yeah.
I'm actually streaming Carson Wentz for this week.
Oof.
Only,
That is
yeah,
dodgy.
only because that was my only option. My bye week is Tom Brady, and this is I think it was like 9 bench spots league IDP. So like, you
very
can
limited,
imagine the amount of quarterbacks that I have, and I'm just banking on this being a Thursday mayhem.
Yeah.
So we'll see where that goes. But I mean, I like if you don't have any other option, I'd bank with it. Carson Wentz all the way. Michael Pittman Jr. is balling. It's being back to back now with T.Y. Hilton again confirmed out. I mean, or not
That
confirmed
guy
out,
comes
but
back
like,
for 1 game
back
against
to injury.
Houston and then dies.
yeah. So, Naheem Hines, obviously not Naheem Hines. Sorry, Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
You're absolutely starting him. No shot you don't.
Ranked number 2 running back this year.
Wow.
Yeah. Besides that, anyone that you confidently start, like I'm looking at Michaela Cox, not really.
I actually had to start him in one of my leagues. I got 2 or 3. I had Noah Font and Logan Thomas both ended on COVID or IR, and then someone else has a bye week this week. Can't remember who it is. Someone. So I have my 4th tight end was Mo Alley Cox, so I had to start him. So pray for me.
Good luck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, you got Zach Pascal, not really confident, and what's the other
Yeah.
wide receiver?
I can't
I can't remember who the other wide receiver is. And Naheem Hines, like, Jets have a defense. I'm not saying it's a good defense, but they do have
Yeah.
It's a
rushing
good run
defense.
defense. Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
they have a very good run. The
So
Williams
yeah.
brothers.
I'm actually starting in my IDP league. I'm starting CJ Mosley in
He's
at the
very
Jets.
good, very underrated.
Yeah. So let's go. And I'm also starting the Colts D in that same. So I'm hoping this is a big game for me, by the way, fantasy ways, for that one
I was
league.
about to
Carson
say,
Wentz,
yeah,
Colts, and
Carson
CJ Mosley.
and Coles and CJ.
Yeah. All right, on the Jets side, I think you actually start Michael Carter a little bit more confidently. You ride the wave with this quarterback. Look, Colts rush defense is good, but Michael Carter got almost 100 receiving yards last week.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, well, I have a question. Would you rather start Carter or Jonathan
Jonathan Taylor all the way.
in this
Absolutely.
game
Yeah,
against a
absolutely.
very good run
It's-
defense?
look, I'll put it this way. I'd be happier if, for example, I have both players and I start one or the other. I'd be happier, or I'd be less upset if I have Jonathan Taylor starting and Michael Carter with more points on my bench than the other way around. Just
That's
because I feel a bit more like less stressed with
validated,
Jonathan
yeah.
Taylor. You know, like if I put Michael Carter in and Jonathan Taylor explodes, I'd be like, so, but I would put Michael Carter above, especially if you have bye weeks like Leonard Fournette is out this week. I would put him over Khalil Herbert. I would put him over maybe even Damon Harris.
Yeah, since that Gore guy came in, he's been pretty decent.
Yeah.
He had a good
Yeah.
Sunday night game.
Yeah, so oh, I meant Damian Harris, not
Damian Harris, not Damian Williams. Sorry,
Yeah.
my bad.
but yeah, I mean maybe that too. Honestly, like Michael Carter just looks like the guy that you were actually drafted for
Right.
when you drafted him, right?
Yeah.
And if you didn't pull the plug on him in week 1, and you've been riding the wave and hoping, then well, here's to you hoping that White comes up again.
Yeah.
Would you stream this quarterback? Would you stream White and carry the wave against the Colts? I mean, if you don't have any options,
Yeah.
put a mercy on your soul.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't confidently. Anyone else in the Jets? I mean, you're looking at the wide receivers.
Not really. I just
really.
I just stay away from the Jets entirely in fantasy.
Yeah.
I would stay away
Not-
from
not
that game
confident.
entirely.
Yeah.
I would only start Michael Carter then. That'd be the only guy that I would consider starting in that team.
Yeah, and I mean, even then, I'm like still a bit unsure. If Derrick Henry only
Especially-
rushes 6.8 points, 68
I mean,
yards, and
Hey, you have him as your flex, right? Would you start him this week? Not in flex. People, please don't put your flex players in Thursday. But if he's your flex, like your
give
third
me
or
like
running
2
back.
or 3 other options to go against. Who else would be in my flex? For
Yeah,
example, I'll give
okay.
you my.
Okay, you caught me. You put me in the spot.
Yeah, I
Give
know.
me
I'm
2 seconds.
sorry. I apologize.
Okay, Chase Edmonds that you're not too familiar with. I mean, not you're not familiar with, that you don't know whether he's really
Yeah.
starting. Jarvis Landry. Eagles running backs. There you go.
Eagles running Boston Scott and Jordan Howard. I think you start him over any of those guys for sure. Jarvis Landry, I don't like the throwing passing game of the Browns at all. I think it's absolutely awful. Boston Scott and Jordan Howard, the problem with those two is who is going to get the end zone touches. I think it's going to be a 50-50 split.
Are you just like not taking Kenneth Gainwell into consideration? Like,
I mean,
at all?
him too, but he didn't get. Did he even score a touchdown last week? It was Jordan
score.
Howard, and Boston Scott got 2. Jordan Howard got 1.
Yeah. To be fair, okay, this is the nice deceiving stat that a lot of people will rush to go Kenneth Gainwell and start him. He actually ended up with most rushing attempts of all 3, but
But not
they
goal
all
line.
came. They all came. No, I think total even, but just because it was garbage time. Like, and they're
right.
up 44-6, right?
Yeah.
So they ended up leaving it all with Kenneth Gainwell in the end.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would start Michael Carter above all these 3 just because the volume, opportunity. No.
Well, it's pass
I love to
catching
start with a
because it doesn't.
Yeah.
I assume the Jets will probably be behind, and usually as a running back owner, you're like, okay, I don't want to be running the ball here. But if it's pass catching running back, it's totally different. It's basically like putting a wide receiver out there.
Sure.
So yeah, definitely start him if those are your options, which would be pretty pitiful. But yeah.
And yeah, I think that's literally it that excites me of this game. Hopefully it's a good, entertaining game. Look, we've been here. We've seen on paper bad games on Thursdays, and they end up being bangers. I actually,
Wasn't the Bengals the Jags a Thursday game?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Bengals, Jags. Look, the first one of the year, Bucks, Cowboys ended up being a monstrosity
Crazy.
of a game.
Yeah.
I think
Also, I can't believe I saw that with you, Gavin. Feels like a century.
actually, yeah, we saw that together. First game of the NFL, nice. Of not the NFL,
Isn't it
but,
crazy
you know
we were in week 9? Week 9.
But isn't it crazy that we still have like 8 more to
We're
go?
halfway, yeah.
Yeah, but it's
we're halfway-
depressing
we're
me that
halfway
we've hit the halfway point. It feels like we've only had like 3 weeks. It's already been
Sure.
9 weeks. Like this
Yeah.
is flying by, and then December is here before you know it, and you're like, damn, like what? Now we've got like a whole like 6 months before we do this all over again. So
So basically, we have around 5 more weeks before playoffs in fantasy,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's usually at week
5.
14,
Yeah,
week
5,
15,
6 weeks.
5,
Yeah,
6.
5, 6.
Get your rosters ready, get your trades ready. When's the trade deadline? Usually next week, actually, around
Probably.
mid-November.
I'm
For
screwed.
fantasy,
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Derrick Henry and Barkley. Well, Barkley's playing today.
And Chris
I mean, not
Carson.
today.
No, he's not. He's got
So-
COVID.
No, but didn't he test negative?
No, I think he's still on COVID. Let me check. Last I checked, he was on COVID restrictions.
That's
Which would suck.
What happened, Omer?
It says he's on injured reserve with COVID-19.
yeah. I'm saying that's an actual feels bad.
Yeah. My team is just a mess now.
Oh well, at least you have other money leagues to worry about.
Yeah.
That's
I have the one that I had Derrick Henry. I had Najee Harris, Derrick Henry, and Damian Harris carrying me every week. Like who needs wide receivers with those 3? And now I'm screwed.
Yeah. Yeah, I was 7-1 in this league. I'm ready to go like 7-6.
You
The
just gotta
rest of
make
the
it to
way.
playoffs and hope that Henry comes back. That's what I have to do as well.
Yeah, exactly.
It's sad. All right, well let's leave it there. There's not much to talk about this game. Let's go get some nachos ready, some beers ready. Let's watch Thursday football games. We'll see each other hopefully on Sunday. Not Dan. Dan is going off to see the game in Miami against Texas.
What a game, guys. That's
What
right.
a banger.
Dolphins
Crowd
versus
goes
Texans.
wild.
Let's go.
So send some photos. Maybe you meet one of the players there. Who knows what can happen?
I'll tell Deshaun to trade himself. Get him out of there.
It's gonna be so awkward if he's there. Anyways, and yeah, and hopefully we'll do our Sunday, preview games, and we'll get those. We need to get back on Formula One. We need to get back on EPL. We need to get back on basketball's coming up. Baseball is done, and we never really made a video about it. But hey, who cares? It's baseball. No, I'm kidding. Anyways, let's end it right there. Thank you guys all for watching, joining, and I'll see you guys later. Peace out.